Hello, kindergarten. Today in art class, we are going to continue learning about our primary and secondary colors from the color wheel. Today, we will be using this worksheet and supplies that came in the packets that you would have been able to pick up last week. So to begin, just carefully unattach all of the supplies, and then you can take out your Model Magic. Model Magic is kind of like Play-Doh, but once it dries, it stays nice and hard. And you might be able to notice that the colors we have here are our primary colors. Yours might be a little bit squished together from being inside your packets, but that's okay. Just carefully separate it into your red, yellow, and blue pieces. And for now, you can just set your baggie with the extra supplies in it to the side. To begin with our Model Magic, we are going to separate each color in half and then take that piece and separate it in half again. So you'll end up with one bigger piece and two smaller pieces. I'll do the same with yellow, separate it in half and then in half again. And lastly, blue needs to be separated in half and then in half again. And now we are going to move these off the page. I like to put the two smaller ones of each color on one side and then take the bigger one of each color and put it on the other side just so we don't get mixed up. Now on this side of the paper, you'll see we have lots of primary color combinations. Now we'll just begin by matching each piece of Model Magic up with the correct color on your sheet. So blue goes with blue, red goes with red, and yellow goes with yellow. Let's start with our first combination. We have red and yellow. Now we're just going to mix these two together. And it's kind of like if you were playing with slime. I'm just going to roll it around in my fingers, pinch it and squeeze it, tear it apart, and just really work those two pieces together. And now after a little bit, you'll see that my red and yellow Model Magic created a piece of orange Model Magic. So I will set that right in the circle next to a red and yellower. Now let's try blue and yellow. I wonder if you could take a guess about what will happen when we mix these two colors together. We know that certain primary colors mixed together will make certain secondary colors. If you remembered that yellow and blue mixed together create green, then you were correct. You can see my piece of Model Magic is becoming nice and green. Now I can set that down in the circle next to blue and yellow, and now I'll try mixing blue and red. So far, we have two of our three secondary colors. We have orange and green, so I wonder if you could guess what color this one will be once we mix it. We have our blue and red mixing together. And if you remembered that blue and red creates purple, then you are correct. I'm just going to keep on working these around until I have a nice purple piece of Model Magic. And you might notice that with each of these pieces, after I'm done mixing the color, I roll it around in my palms to turn it into a sort of a ball or a sphere shape. So I want to do the same thing with my red, yellow, and blue if you haven't already. Just roll it around between your hands in your palms to create a sphere. And as you can see, we have every color in the color wheel here now. And we're going to take one more step. We are going to turn these spheres into beads. We will use this piece of string later on if you want to. And we have a small straw. Now to create your beads, you're going to push each color of your Model Magic right onto that straw. Try to do it gently and try to make sure the straw goes as close to the middle of your sphere as you can. You'll notice when you first put it on, it kind of has a little bit of a lip on it. Just carefully press that back down and even it out so you have a nice round bead. And we're just going to continue this process for all of our colors. As you're putting more of your colors onto your straw though, you want to make sure you leave a little bit of a gap between each. You don't want them touching, otherwise when they dry, they will stick together. And like I said, I'm just going to continue placing each of my pieces of Model Magic on my straw to turn them into beads. And once they dry, they'll be nice and hard, and you'll be able to take them off of the straw, and there will be an empty hole through the middle of your piece where the straw was, so that you'll be able to run a string through your beads to turn it into something new. And once you're done, just remember to make sure that none of your beads are touching each other before you set them down. And you're going to want to set them down on top of the plastic bag. That's just because if they dry out on a piece of paper, they'll stick to the paper, but they won't stick to the bag so much. Once you let them dry for at least a day, you can take them off of the straw and you can turn them into something new. It's up to you what you make. You could create a necklace, a bracelet, or you could make a keychain, or really anything that you like to string beads with. You can use the string that came in your plastic bag if you'd like to, or if you have different string at home, you can do that. It's all up to you from here on out. And what you should post on Dojo is just a picture of the beads that are on the straw. You don't need to post a picture of a completed necklace or bracelet or keychain or any idea that you might have. For now, just the beads on the straw is plenty. Have fun, everybody!